Joining me, Phil Panaro is the founder and former CEO at Boston Consulting Group. Phil, great to have you here. Thanks for joining the Schwab Network.
Thank you, Oliver.
Let's talk here about the market, which has been kind of going back and forth. Hopes that the economy is going to pick up and have a fresh leg versus all the tech stuff we've been relying on. Which here is the major force for markets, you think, at this juncture?
Well, from a Nvidia standpoint, my belief is that they're waiting for the Blackwell to be released, which is the next generation chip. If you look at the history of when they released Hopper, which was in September 2022, the stock was either down or sideways prior to that. And then once they released it, the stock went up hundreds of percent. So I see the same thing happening with Blackwell. The market is waiting for the Blackwell chip to be released. Hopefully in the fourth quarter. If that happens, you're going to see a huge explosion of the stock in 2025. But my view, which is that Nvidia will be 800 by 2030, has more to do than just one chip. It has to do with the fact that there's an AI revolution and we're only in the first inning. And actually, more important, we're migrating from Web 2 to Web 3, which Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Citibank estimates it will be a $10 trillion transition in the market. So Nvidia powers all of the accelerated computing to make that happen, so they're going to have a major share of that.
In the electrifying world of stock markets, few stories have made waves quite like Nvidia's meteoric rise. Picture this. If you had put a humble $100 into Nvidia at the start of 2023, you'd now be sitting on a staggering $830. This isn't merely a case of stocks going up, it's catapulted by the insatiable appetite for artificial intelligence. Once just a key player, Nvidia now finds itself at the very epicenter of a digital revolution. The figures are frankly eye-popping. Spearheading such growth rumors is Phil Panaro, the former senior advisor at the Boston Consulting Group. Panaro's audacious prediction forecasts Nvidia's current stock of roughly $120 soaring to a remarkable $800 by the year 2030. Keep your eyes peeled as we delve into what's fueling Nvidia's awe-inspiring ascent and the projections that have investors smiling ear to ear. Welcome back, everyone, to Investocracy.
I know everybody talks about that the Nvidia revenue, 40% of it is with the 4 or 5 hyperscalers.
Right.
But that's actually the best case for why it's actually going to go up. Because if you look at all the other customers they're not getting to, there's 490 other Fortune 500 firms that haven't really adopted AI to the fullest because they don't understand it. You have all the cities and governments that are going to be redoing all of their infrastructure from Web 2 to Web 3. And then you have an AI arms race with countries and their militaries that Nvidia hasn't penetrated for the most part. You're going to end up seeing that piece end up being a bigger part in the future for Nvidia revenue. So my point is, you can see that the stock can go to the moon, essentially, provided they deliver on future chips.
The clamor around Nvidia's astonishing performance in the stock market has left many investors and enthusiasts buzzing. What could possibly propel a company to such dizzying heights? The simple answer: AI. As companies pivot towards accelerated computing, Nvidia stands as the undisputed titan. In an era where speed is of the essence, central processing units alone don't cut it any longer. Enter graphics processing units, which accelerate data center workloads while cutting costs by up to 90%, according to Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang. Huang's proclamation that $1 trillion worth of future data centers will solely rely on accelerated computing is no jest. They're expected to consume a smaller energy footprint. And with data centers estimated to account for up to 2% of global energy consumption, having this is not only necessary but inevitable. The best part? Nvidia has cornered 98% of the GPU market for data centers, practically guaranteeing them the lion's share of this technological shift. Let's sprinkle in a bit of humor here. Ever heard the one about the stock analyst who predicted Nvidia's fall? No, neither have we, because with numbers like these, any doubts crumple fast. But before we go any further, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Back to the video.
Yeah, well, just so you know, when I was on last, it was 800, and I had said it was going to go to 8,000. It split. Now it's down so I'm doing the math again, it's 800, so it's very simple. So I'm keeping the same multiples, but I'll actually take you through the math.
Yeah,
when I was here the last time, their revenues for the year was around 60 billion. We're basically saying they're going to go from 60 billion to 600 billion by 2030. And if you look at the multiple on that, that will grow around 10 times. If you look at the e-commerce cycle to the AI revolutionary cycle, it's about the same way. So if you look at Amazon, they were a $60 stock with 10 billion in revenue in 2005, and they grew to 100 billion by 2015, and their stock went to 600. So we're looking at about the same thing for Nvidia. We're saying the stock's at 80, and it will go to 800, and the revenue will go from 600 billion to 60 billion to 600 billion. So you can see there's a lot of thought gone through with this prediction. But just so you know, not to sound overconfident, it's actually inevitable, provided they can continue to make these chips, because the AI penetration in the economy right now is literally less than 1%. So you still have all the corporates, the cities, the municipalities, the governments, the militaries that are going to be spending money to make sure that they leverage AI effectively. So tons of money still to be spent.
Looking ahead, the imminent launch of Nvidia's Blackwell AI GPU suggests demand is outstripping supply, hinting at a promising trajectory. Analysts estimate the firm's revenue could potentially skyrocket from $61 billion in fiscal 2024 to an astronomical $600 billion by 2030. With GPUs not just seen as speedsters, but cornerstones in surging markets like AI chips, projected to grow 41% annually through 2032, Nvidia is clearly on an upswing. Has Wall Street sounded the applause yet? Resoundingly, yes. With analysts unanimously heralding Nvidia's stock as a bullish buy, there's an air of exhilarating optimism. Forecasts range from a robust 28% upside in the short term to potential gains that could peg the company's worth at $10 trillion by 2030. It's a testament to the burgeoning AI economy, with Nvidia positioned like a royal monarch. The multifaceted investment thesis on Nvidia transcends mere hardware. Its GPUs outmatched others in various benchmarks, further solidifying its status as a top dog. The company's CUDA software, a cache of libraries eclipsing competitors, ensures NVIDIA GPUs remain sought after by developers worldwide. With the expansion into networking equipment, AI-focused services, and more, NVIDIA isn't just building an empire, it's reigning over its domain, one GPU at a time. The demand for AI infrastructure is poised for explosive growth, with analysts like Angelo Zeno asserting NVIDIA's pivotal role in shaping an AI-driven future. No wonder NVIDIA's trajectory is ardently watched by investors and market experts alike. As 98% of data center GPUs bear NVIDIA's emblem, their market dominance remains unchallenged. Grandview Research forecasts the AI accelerator market growing 29% annually through 2030, underscoring NVIDIA's robust potential. But before going any further, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Yes, so right now I actually am talking to firms, and it's better to give real examples. So right now, all of the city governments are looking about how they can automate their buildings to become autonomous buildings, leveraging AI through digital twins. What people don't understand about NVIDIA is not only do they have the chips, but they also have Omniverse, which is digital twins. And they also have CUDA, which actually provides the programming language. With that, you can actually provide a digital twin of a physical building, and you can run the entire building off your phone through the digital twin. So that will allow you to automate all of the asset infrastructure. Another conversation I had, which we have to be confidential, but with the federal government, they've appointed heads of AIs for each of the agencies. They want to digitize all their assets, which means that if they digitize all their assets, again, they'll be using digital twins to run, monitor, track, and operate them. So the bottom line is NVIDIA's present penetration is, as I mentioned, 40%, which people think is a negative with just the hyperscalers, but that's actually the biggest positive. Those companies, those 4 hyperscalers, understand the benefits of AI, which is why they're actually leveraging it and spending more and more. The other people, which is the corporates, haven't even begun to touch it. The municipalities, the federal government, and then essentially the military. There's going to be an AI arms race. Whoever becomes the preeminent AI leader will be the preeminent country, the preeminent corporation, and the preeminent city.
Nvidia finds itself as not just the flavor of the month, but arguably the decade, making investing now a calculated bet on a promising future. As the AI revolution courses through sectors far and wide, Nvidia's adaptability across hardware, software, and services that power this future is unparalleled. The current state of Nvidia's stock, resting around $119, represents not only an ongoing potential for growth, but echoes the sentiment of several analysts who rate it as a must-have in portfolios. Consider this: even with a more conservative valuation pegged at a lower market cap, Nvidia is poised for substantial returns. Throw in the AI upsurge and the cry for accelerated computing, and the stage is set for Nvidia to scale new heights. With its prowess in AI architecture, coupled with lucrative prospects in AI hardware, software, and services, this is more than a tech company. Nvidia is a noteworthy beacon lighting up the stock market's horizon. So, what's stopping you? Whether you're a seasoned investor or a newcomer, Nvidia's trajectory seems reassuringly bullish. What's your take on Nvidia's journey? Can the AI behemoth continue its stride towards the trillion-dollar mark and beyond? Share your thoughts. And finally, if you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.